In the gilded cage of Manhattan's Upper East Side, where penthouses pierced the sky like arrogant spires, Alexander Hale ruled his world with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. At 38, he was a self-made titan of finance, his fortune woven from the threads of ruthless deals and sleepless nights. His penthouse, a sprawling monument of marble and glass overlooking Central Park, echoed with the ghosts of his past. Chief among them was his mother, Victoria, a woman of quiet grace, whose laughter had once filled their modest Brooklyn brownstone like sunlight filtering through lace curtains. She had passed 5 years ago, taken by a swift, merciless cancer, leaving behind only memories and a single heirloom, a delicate silver pendant, engraved with a blooming rose and the words fleur de coeur, flower of the heart. It was her talisman, worn against her skin through every hardship, a whisper of love from her own lost mother. Alexander wore it now, tucked beneath his crisp Oxford shirt, a secret anchor in a sea of solitude. He had no wife, no children, only the relentless pursuit of more, as if wealth could fill the hollow where Victoria's voice used to be. His staff came and went like shadows, chefs who burned the risotto, butlers who polished silver too vigorously. But Elena Voss, the live-in housekeeper, had endured longer than most. 25, with eyes like polished amber and hair the color of midnight silk, she moved through the penthouse like a benevolent specter. Hired 2 years prior from a temp agency, Elena was a transplant from a rain-soaked village in the English countryside, chasing dreams of art school in the city. Her hands, calloused from scrubbing floors in her youth, now dusted priceless artifacts with a reverence that bordered on worship. She spoke little, her voice a soft lilt that carried the scent of heather fields, but her presence was a quiet balm, leaving fresh wildflowers on his desk, brewing chamomile tea on stormy nights without being asked. It began on a crisp October morning in 2025, the kind where autumn leaves danced like confetti against the skyline. Alexander returned from a dawn board meeting, his mind a whirlwind of mergers and betrayals, only to find his study in disarray. Drawers ajar, papers scattered like fallen soldiers. Panic clawed at him as he rifled through the safe hidden behind a Rothko print. Empty. The pendant, gone. Fury ignited, hot and unyielding. He stormed through the halls, bellowing for Elena. She appeared from the kitchen, apron dusted with flour from the scones she baked weekly, a small ritual of kindness he had come to anticipate without admitting it. Elena. His voice cracked like thunder. Where is it? The pendant, my mother's. You were the only one here this morning. Her face paled, the warmth draining like ink from wet paper. Mr. Hale, I haven't touched the study. I was cleaning the guest wing, as you asked. Perhaps it's misplaced. Misplaced. He laughed, a bitter bark that echoed off the vaulted ceilings. Don't lie to me. I've seen how you linger, how your eyes dart to the shelves. You think I don't notice? A village girl in a wolf's den, greed gets the best of us all. He thrust an accusing finger toward her, his chest heaving. Security footage flickered on his phone, a blurry shadow slipping into the study at dawn. It could have been anyone, the window washer, a delivery boy, but in his grief-fueled haze, it was her. Elena, with her unassuming grace, became the scapegoat for his unraveling control. Tears welled in her eyes, but she held them back, chin lifted like a willow in the wind. I swear on my mother's grave, sir. I've never. Enough. Alexander cut her off, summoning his assistant with a curt text. By noon, she was escorted out, her meager belongings in a cardboard box, the door clicking shut like a judge's gavel. As the elevator descended, Elena clutched a crumpled envelope in her pocket, a letter from home, yellowed with age. Inside was a faded photograph, her own mother, smiling faintly, a similar pendant glinting at her throat. It was no coincidence, Elena's family heirloom had been lost years ago, stolen in a burglary that left her world in shards. She had come to America seeking solace, not suspicion. Guilt didn't whisper at first, it roared, subtle at the edges of Alexander's days. The penthouse felt colder without her quiet footsteps, the wildflowers wilted on his desk like accusations. Sleepless nights brought dreams of Victoria, her voice soft, look deeper, my son. The heart sees what eyes miss. He tore through security logs, hired investigators, nothing. Weeks blurred into a fog of boardrooms and bourbon, until one rain-lashed evening, a package arrived. Unmarked, delivered by a courier with downcast eyes. Inside was the pendant, nestled in tissue paper, alongside a note in Elena's elegant script, it was never yours to lose, but mine to return. Forgiveness is the true heirloom. Alexander's hands trembled as he clasped the chain, the silver warm against his palm. But how? He replayed the footage obsessively, zooming in on the shadow's silhouette, slender, yes, but the gait was wrong. Not Elena's fluid poise, but a hurried hunch. The truth unraveled like a pulled thread, his own nephew, Victor, a ne'er-do-well cousin sniffing for scraps of the fortune. Victor had confessed in a drunken haze to a mutual friend, boasting of the easy score from Uncle Alex's safe. Horror crashed over Alexander like a tidal wave. He drove through the storm-slick streets to the Bronx walk-up Elena had retreated to, a crumbling tenement worlds away from his towers. She answered the door in a threadbare sweater, her amber eyes guarded, flowers still smudged on her cheek from a part-time bakery job. Elena, he choked, rain dripping from his coat like tears he couldn't shed. I was blind. A fool. The pendant, Victor took it. I accused you, destroyed you, and for what? My own shadows. She stepped aside, letting him in, the tiny apartment alive with the scent of baking bread and fresh herbs on the windowsill. No recriminations, only a cup of tea pressed into his hands. We all carry whispers, Mr. Hale. Mine was losing my mother to illness, just like yours. When I saw the pendant on your dresser once, cleaning, nothing more, I recognized its twin. It reminded me of home, of what was stolen from me. But I never touched it. Some pains aren't meant to be taken. He sank to the floor, the mighty Alexander Hale reduced to a man unmoored. I fired you. Humiliated you. How can you forgive? Her hand found his, soft yet steady, the touch a lifeline. Because guilt is a heavy chain, but truth sets it free. Your mother, she would want you to see me, not as a servant, but as Elena. The woman who baked scones because she saw your loneliness, who left flowers because beauty heals. In that cramped kitchen, under the flicker of a single bulb, Alexander wept, for Victoria, for the years armored in arrogance, for the woman who had guarded his heart without ever claiming it. He pulled her into an embrace, the pendant between them like a bridge across chasms. Come back, he whispered. Not as staff. As you. Teach me to listen to the whispers before they become screams. Elena's laugh was a melody, light as spring rain. Only if you learn to bake, Alexander. Scones first. Months later, the penthouse bloomed anew, not with opulence, but with wildflowers in every room and the scent of chamomile mingling with laughter. Alexander wore the pendant openly now, a badge of redemption. And in quiet moments, as Elena's fingers traced the rose engraving, he heard Victoria's voice anew, fleur de cœur, the flower of the heart, thriving not in isolation, but in the soil of shared truth. For in accusing the innocent, he had nearly lost his soul. But in her grace, he found it again, whispered, whole, and forever changed. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles. If it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us, Red Heart.